Hi, I'm Big Bearcroft, and today I'm going to show you how to create a lovely summer poppy field silhouette painting with this cat and dog silhouette on top. Simple silhouettes like this one of a dog and a cat, simply painted onto a plain background, or as in this case cut out of black card and stuck onto a plain background, can make lovely atmospheric pictures. However, I think we can improve on that just by adding a bit more interesting background. So in this case, what I'm going to do, and the reason this is cut out so I can take it off, I'm going to paint a nice sort of summery scene for our cat and dog couple to be mulling over. Just take that off. There we go. So remove the masking tape. So what I need is some really standard acrylic paint. You can buy this from any hobby store, it doesn't have to be expensive stuff. So I'm just going to use cerulean blue at the top and put this directly onto your canvas, or you can use thick card, acrylic painting paper, anything like that. Put it directly onto your canvas, then you won't waste any. If you need to put a bit more on afterwards, you can, but the reason for this is so that if we don't put it on a palette or use it directly from a palette, we may find that you're not going to use it all, and whatever is left on your palette will go to waste. It dries very quickly. So titanium white in the middle, and then we're going to use a nice warm sap green for the lower part. So about roughly a third of the blue, a third of the green, and the middle section titanium white. So then what we can do is simply blend all of those together. I'm using a standard 1.5 inch decorating brush. You don't need a fancy brush for this either. Starting at the top and brushing it down, bringing some of the white in, make a pale blue, and again, if you run out, just put a little bit more on. It's always better to be a bit more economical, so put some more blue at the top. And push it into the canvas. Haven't gone into the green yet because I don't want to get green paint in the sky. I'll have a little bit more white. And again, use it sparingly. It's not expensive paint, but again, you don't want to waste any. And then I can bring that white up into the lovely cerulean blue to make a nice pale summery sky. There we go. So as you get more paint on there, it increases the flow a little bit. And brush it through as much as you want to. You can have it sort of fairly textured. You can make it nice and smooth, I think. A touch more white at the top. Again, you can blend that through, or you can add a little bit more to make some nice sort of streaky summery clouds way up in the sky there. So add a little bit more to allow for the clouds. This time I'm going to take a clean brush and just try and keep the white of those clouds more visible, rather than blending it into the blue too much. So make them nice and soft. There we go. And I say blend as much as you want until the paint dries. And that should do. Now what we want is a little bit more white just above the green. And then we're going to bring the green up to meet the sky. This will be our background fields, if you like. And we're going to have a nice sort of pale, almost misty green field effect. Further up and darker down towards the bottom. There we go. And just give it a nice shape. So I've got a bit of a curve, almost like a little rolling grassy hill in the distance. And another one there. So that's going to be the basis of our background. So the green fields and nice summery blue sky. So the next thing is to add a few trees. Now to do that, what I've got is a little bit of natural sponge, like that. You can use ordinary sponge, you can use scrunched up paper towel if you want to, if you haven't got any kind of sponge. And then I'm going to dip that into a slightly darker green, like that. So make sure I've got plenty of that covered. And then gently, don't press too hard, but very gently make some tree shapes over in the distance. Just twist and turn your hand and press lightly. If you press too heavy, then you're going to get rid of all those lovely sort of leaf shapes. So nice and gentle, and make the trees as big as you want, as small as you want. It's up to you. There you go. Don't forget to twist and turn to get more natural shapes. And then at the bottom, I'm just going to drag that through to soften the lower part and create almost like a darker shadow underneath the tree. And then add more as you wish. So let's have another one over here. Maybe this one's a little bit closer. And just wriggle the old sponge around. Some nice natural shapes. Nice to see the sky shining in between all those leaves and branches. And again, once you get down to the bottom, just drag it through a little bit. Create a nice sort of soft, darker green shadow. And we'll have a few more in the background, in the distance over here. And just keep going until you've got enough. Maybe one here. This will be way over in the distance, so very pale, not too heavy. And use any excess you've got on your sponge just to create some nice grassy shadows. That's our trees. And finally, what we're going to do in here, to make a nice sort of summery feel to it, is have it almost like a poppy field. So a field full of poppies. What I'm going to use is a cotton bud, a bit of cadmium red, and just start to dab that on, very faint in the distance, not too heavy, smaller dabs. Try and cluster them together here and there. Imagine this is a big old poppy field. So in the distance you only see clumps, of course. As you get closer you may see more individual ones. So more paint, press a little bit harder. And don't worry about particular shapes or anything like that, just splodge it on. As soon as your paint runs out, reload make some splodges with your cotton bud, and you'll be amazed how quickly you can build up a field of poppies or any kind of wildflowers if you want to change the colour. You can always add a few more different coloured flowers in there if you want to. Some more in the distance. And of course, mustn't forget that in the edge, or at the edge of our poppy field, we've got our two friends, cat and dog, are going to be sitting here and admiring the view. Maybe thinking of going for a little playtime run in the field. So let's get them back in. And of course you can paint the silhouette on top of this. If you don't feel you can draw it, you can download free images off the internet of cats and dogs and just draw around it, make a silhouette shape on black card, cut it out and either stick it on, glue it on like that, or trace around it and paint it on once the background's dry. So there we are. That's our cat and dog in our summer meadow or poppy field silhouette painting. So I hope you enjoyed that. Sign up or subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this and lots of other content, and we'll see you again next time.